Hi, welcome to Crafts with Marilyn. I've got my glue gun warming up here. We're going to get started on a beautiful lamp made from a liquor bottle, a can, some gems, some ribbon, which is quite flashy and nice, and these LED lights run on two AA batteries. I'm going to be using plumber's glue to adhere the top to the can, which will allow it to remain a solid lamp. The glue gun is being warmed up for the gems. So that is how the lamp is going to be created. Let's get started. For this craft, I'm going to start by decorating the bottle. So in the beginning stages of any of my lamps that I create, I try to visualize what the lamp is going to look like first before proceeding with the design. So I think about it in a logical way, say, how is the lamp going to sit? Where is the light going to cast? What kind of light is going to cast? Is it going to be a colorful, intricate lamp, or is it just going to be a simple touch lamp? Or is it, how is the lamp going to come together in a way that's impactful? So I thought it would be really impactful and different to take the bottle, which would normally in a lamp style like this would probably be sitting down, but instead think outside the box and just flip it over like that. And so my visualization of the lamp is that it's going to be a lamp that's kind of light bulbish almost, using the glass as the bulb itself. So it's going to be a really impactful thing that is where the light is coming from, and the bottom will be the base of the lamp, giving it extra impact for the light on top, and also allowing it to sit solid like it should. So that's how I think the design is going to be for this particular lamp. So I'm going to start with the actual bottle, and what I'm going to do with it is put gems throughout the entire bottle, even on the top of it, creating a whimsical design. Then I will add the lights inside. The bottle should be completely cleaned, washed, and dried out before proceeding with that. You don't want the lights to have water inside or anything like that. So that has to be completely dry inside as well. Then, once the lights are inside, you will take the cap and press it inward, but don't press too hard because you don't want to affect the wires intercepting between this and the lamp and how it connects, when it will connect. So when I do put that aspect together, all the stones will be on at that point. This can will be decorated and finished, and then the lights will go inside. So now I'm going to start with the gems. Remove this, and now I will start with the gems. The gems are here, and I will just open the package and proceed to place the gems. Okay, so I've started with the beginning of the gem placement process, and there's no set pattern here. The only thing you kind of need to remember when you're putting the gems on is to have all the colors in an even distribution. So there's no set pattern, just make sure everything is an even distribution of different colors, designs with these mixed gems. So I'm carefully placing them, thinking in a design elemented way. So I want it to be a really colorful spectrum when it does turn on and the lights reflect. So this is why I've placed these gems like this. And as I continue on placing the gems, you'll see what I mean in terms of the even color distribution I'm looking for this particular lamp. Okay. So I'm halfway through one side of this lamp with some gems, and I'm just showing the way that I've placed the gems so far. And I think what's important with this process is to take your time with each gem that you place and try to accentuate the geometrics of the general bottle of itself. So you want to place the stones in a manner that shows that shape of the bottle, and it's going to make it shine and bright more beautifully. Even distribution of colors, but at the same time not really having a specific color pattern, because you're working with some mixed gems here that are all different, and you want to get as many of the different elements on there as you can, because it's going to make for a more intricate piece in the end. So, and then at the end, if you want, it depends on how the object looks, but you can finish it if you'd like with some semi-gloss varnish. And what this does is it just finishes the piece beautifully. It sterilizes it as well and makes it for a beautiful element in the end. And as it progresses, you will see how it will turn out. Okay, so I'm still in the process of covering this lamp with stones, but you can see how varied they are on this side that I just finished, and that I'm keeping in the bottle geometric. So I'm taking little geometric stones on the side in one way or another, and just making sure that that's emphasized for the geometrics of the bottle itself, so that when it's done, it will be quite spectacular to view. And the nice thing about this is that it's quite simple. You don't have to have any kind of design degree to do it, and it creates a very whimsical effect. The only thing you have to remember, and even I forgot this, but you see, it's going to be held upside down. So an example of how you place these stones is, you see this butterfly. Well, I'm placing it upside down if I was putting the stones on like this, but you see in the beginning, this one, I placed it like that. So one's a little upside down, maybe it's flying upside down or something like that. But that makes it actually a bit whimsical to have a few of them upside down. But at any rate, it's going to shine bright once it's all done, once all these sides are covered. It'll be quite a spectacular type lamp, similar to those lamps that you would see in the 70s, casting all sorts of bright, pretty lights. But in this case, it's a battery operated lamp. So it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see how I'm going to get that together to make it so that it will stand like that. Okay. And that is actually so far really shaping up well. So I'll finish by putting all the stones, and then I'll move on to the can. Okay, so I'm still in the process of placing these gems, but I wanted to pause for a minute to give a bit of direction. If somebody is not sure how to place them, they think, well, how do I place these gems the way you are? Well, what I'm doing is not really, there's no set pattern or anything. The only thing you want to remember is, especially with the bigger gems, okay? So if you really are concerned about the placement and you think to yourself, I really want an even distribution of the sizes of the gems as well, you can. An easy way to do it is this, and I've approached it this way because I noticed there's quite a few large gems here, but I want it to be looking more even. So I'm taking the gems that are larger and then placing them strategically evenly around. And I started with this green one, but you can see how what I'm going to do with it is just make sure there's an even distribution all the way around, and then put smaller ones and medium and all that so that it's all evenly distributed. So I just paused that just to add that little extra when adding the gems to the bottle. Okay, so now, as you can see, I've completely covered this lamp, top portion of this lamp, with stones all the way around it and on the top as well. And the effect that I want it to appear like it's a really funky psychedelic light bulb. And the light inside is going to be clear, but it's going to cast a lot of reflecting light due to the stones that are all surrounding the outside portion of the lamp. So I decorated the bottom to make it look like just the maybe a very psychedelic light bulb. So that was the goal in that. And as you can see, like as I turn it around here, it is very colorful already. And it's about to get more colorful after, when I finish off the can and then put the lights inside to finish it. Okay, so now I wanted to show what I've completed. I decorated the can with the ribbon that I showed earlier, and just put around across the top a craft fabric of the same color, and then some stones of the same color as the base, just to finish it off. Okay? And so, it doesn't really matter what the bottom decoration for this is, because once completed, this part looks so fantastic that this is just an element that needs to be addressed, but it's not the main focus. This is the star of the piece that needs to be remembered. So next thing I'm going to do is, before gluing this portion together like that, and keep in mind those rhinestones, it's just the top itself. So what you want to do is, when you're doing this, is to, because I used fabric for the ribbon, it's for all intents and purposes a fabric, but it's got an end to it. So you want to face the end of the back of the lamp. Just like this that has been wrapped around like that, we want to face that to the back as well, because there's a back and the front to the lamp. It won't really appear like that when it's finished, but it's just to keep it uniform. And so, but before gluing this to that, you have to put the lights inside, right? And then you're going to glue the back of that battery part to the back where the seam is of the back of the lamp, so that it makes sense when it's all put together. Okay, so I'm going to proceed with putting the lights inside, and then I will glue this top to the top of the can with plumber's adhesive, and then once that's dry, glue the battery pack to the back of the lamp. And then once it's dry, that will be the finished product of the lamp. Okay, so what I've done so far is I put the lights inside, right? And the back is going to be glued down tightly to the can, but right now I'm just letting that adhere with the plumber's glue, and you got to press down, and you got to do it for at least 10 or 15 minutes time for it to adhere. It may take longer. Patience is key in this, in waiting for the glue to properly adhere so that it stays down tight, because you don't want it to fall apart at all when using the plumber's glue for this. So that's what's happening now, and I'm just holding it tight, and I'll show the finished product when all the glue has set. Here is the finished lamp, all glued together and lit. I used plumber's glue in the center as well as a hot glue gun just to solidify it all together. And now plumber's glue to fully cure takes 24 hours. So by 24 hours, you leave the lamp to sit like that, and once the 24 hours has passed, it's solid and will not come off. And what you're left with is a beautiful, stunning piece that is a lamp that is very reminiscent of 70s lamps. And even turned off will look quite nice. See, even when the lamp is off, it looks like an incredible, beautiful piece. A lamp that can be put in a living room, can put in a den, anywhere, and its effect is quite beautiful. Now the back has been glued with plumber's glue as well as hot glue, just to keep it solidified and stayed there. And it's a completely functional, no electricity needed lamp that can provide lots of light and gives a good effect with the lights off as well. I'll turn the lights off as well so it can be seen how pretty this lamp is. So I'll turn it back on. See how pretty that is. Turn this light off, and you can get an idea of how the light casts with it. And it's easy to do if you just have a bit of patience and time to create this lamp, and it can be a part of your home as well. I also sell my lamps on eBay at Vintage Stuff 007. Check it out. I've got quite a few craft lamps as well as crafts. Thank you for your time. I hope to make more videos like these. Hit subscribe to my channel and find out more about the crafts and lamps that I'm making for my website on eBay. Vintage stuff, 007.